There we go. Starting over again. This topic of change your eating, change your life is amazing to me because it has actually done so much for me and so many others that I know. And I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why this is a wealth strategy to embrace right now. And I hope that you will just jump on board, because whether you do it with help, do it with us, or do it yourself, these 3 reasons are going to be what you can do. These are compelling reasons why changing your eating is going to change your life, especially if you're having issues. So let's get into this. I'm Velan Hawkins. I'm so happy to be bringing this to you. My health is my priority, and I hope it's yours as well. I'm going to share a time-tested and proven wealth strategy with you. And it starts out by just, let's ground into, how is your health? Are you concerned about anything? Have the doctors told you that your lot in life is to live with chronic illness, or your heart disease is so bad that you might as well go sit in a rocking chair and wait until your last day? And I want you to know that that does not have to be. If you're in chronic pain, that does not have to be. There is a place for you to turn, and there are reasons why you want to consider changing your eating to change your life. And you've heard the saying, you are what you eat. And if what you eat is contributing to your illness, let's talk about that, and let's talk about change. Health is a state of being. The ultimate blessing anyone can bestow upon you, I believe, is be well. Be well is blessing, and it is your wealth. When you are well, you have your wealth. And if you're suffering from high blood pressure, diabetes, allergies, or anything in between, ill health is showing you that your body is telling you, your body is giving you a message to wake up, pay attention, because no doubt it is something that you are eating or have been eating over the course of time that has caused, that is the cause, that is the root cause, the contributor to what it is that you're experiencing. And my purpose here tonight, as in every time I come to share with you, I want to share a new perspective, but a way that you can use food as medicine to be your solution. And changing what you eat may be exactly that solution. Let's see here. So if over decades, what you ate helped to create your current state of health, let's begin to be consciously intentional about the vision of what you want for yourself, that you can change your state of being to being well consistently. And I know that if you are suffering from anything, this may be a stretch to think about, but there are so many medical studies and peer-reviewed medical studies and have scientific evidence that proves that what you eat can either be the contributor to your best health, or it can be the contributor to your demise. Because some of the foods that we may eat, our bodies may interpret as poison. And how do we figure that out? Aches and pains, pain in the gut area, heart disease, fibromyalgia, skin diseases, loss of hair, all of that. All of that's signs that food may be the major contributor to any issues that you have or are suffering through or with. Multitasking here. And yes, I'm going to talk to you about our program, the My Health, My Priority program, based on the 4 pillars of whole food plant-based health. And in the program, some of the things that you're going to be able to do, to utilize, and there's nothing like creating new eating habits when decades of poor eating habits have helped you to put on 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds extra. And because of that, you are feeling it in your joints. You're feeling it in, not being as active as you once were. And, it used to be that if you were my age, you bought into or tended or may have tended to buy into the old adage of when you get old, your eyesight fails, your hair falls out, you get this gut, it was just, as you age, things change, and that's what happens. And I think that we have seen enough people that have defied that by the fact that they eat well. And I'm not going to say eat right, I'm saying eat well, because I believe that there is a difference. And while they're eating well, they're active, they get exercise, they have friends, they are contributors to other people's happiness, and that makes them happy. And with that, success leaves clues. One of my favorite Tony Robbins sayings, success leaves clues, and he got that from Jim Rohn. So in this program, though, you'll be able to understand your own behaviors, and you'll learn new things to cook and to eat. And I promise you that they will be exciting things to eat, things that you probably never would have thought about eating. And I say that because that's how it was for me, and making new friends along the journey. And I love this saying, because we do know we are what we eat. So don't be fast, cheap, easy, or fake. Do it right. And that is change. Eating well means that you're eating better. And it means that you have the opportunity to maintain your wealth, which is your state of health. But if you have questions about your health, if you're suffering from any of these illnesses, they don't have to be a death sentence, and they don't have to continually be you in pain and taking pills for the rest of your life. Especially as I look around and I see these youngsters in their 20s, and they are 30, 50, 80 pounds overweight, and they suffer from obesity. And to have had obesity to become designated as a disease that's treatable now, thank God. But the problem, it's not treated with the right prescription, the best prescription. And that's food, eating the right foods. And I have to say that I've not had one person to say to me, Lynn, I eat the right foods and I'm still taking all of my pills, and I'm undergoing all of this stuff and I'm still eating right. Well, I would ask, what is your definition of right? What is the food that you're eating? Because there is scientific medical evidence proving this food that I'm talking about can be your medicine and not your poison, and give you the ability to stay healthy, to live longer and happier. When we feel good, and others know it because we show it. And I broke my wrist. I went to the doctor. I twisted my knee. I thought I had pulled out my ACL plug, but I didn't. Thank you. And I'm healing well. And I know that a lot of the reason that I'm healing so well and I am um, feeling as good as I feel is because of what it is that I'm eating. And a whole food, plant-based diet is it. Most doctors don't learn this, so they don't know it, so they can't prescribe it. And what they do know are things like the standard American diet that causes more deaths in the US than auto accidents and cancer combined. And there's no food that is a part of what is considered the healthcare system. Medical services, manufacturing medical equipment and drugs, providing medical insurance, and other things that facilitate the provision of healthcare, beds, nursing homes, and things like that. But food is not a part of it. Food is, especially when you have like hospitals and the like, they are now looking at the ability to assist in patient care and recovery more quickly by virtue of what foods they serve. And I know that hospitals have always been conscious about what it is that they've been serving, but if everything is looking at the standard American diet, there's no wonder why the world is suffering, because as we have taken the standard American diet all around the world to Europe and Asia, South America, Australia, it has taken on, and there's reasons for that. And in our program, we teach you the reasons that the standard American diet has taken on the way that it has, and how these gentlemen have been at the forefront of some of the scientific evidence that's been developed or substantiated over decades, and that basically say that it's the standard American diet that is killing us. And this research, this peer-reviewed research shows proven results. Each one of these doctors can tell you about the patients that they have helped to turn their lives around, from heart disease, somebody needing to go under the knife and get a blockage removed and or a bypass. Bypass surgery, they take a piece of something in your leg and put it in your heart. And I'm like, wait, if I don't have to go through that and all I need to do is change my eating, change my diet, and know that it will result in a change of lifestyle, because I'll not only be dropping excess weight because my body doesn't need to store that. It's got what it's looking for in the way of nutrients and nutrient value. And they've proven that patients with heart disease in 4 months and 6 months and less than a year have totally and completely opened up blockages by changing what it is that they eat. Now, mind you, there's some diseases and illnesses that require radical adherence to this type of diet, 100%, and recommended that you work with a nutrition who knows whole food, plant-based foods and can prescribe a regimen for you to help to make sure that your body is doing what it needs to do with the right foods. And I mean, it's just been amazing. I cannot tell you the number of people that I have seen and seen pictures of and heard stories from that changing to this diet, and not just vegan, not vegetarian, but a whole plant-based diet, whole plants, whole foods and plant foods, and that making such a tremendous difference. And I want you to know this because I love this. Dr. Kim Williams, president of the American College of Cardiologists, or former president, is showing us that there's whole hopeful signs out there that the medical establishment is not turning a blind eye anymore, that these people are not just looking at their own health and will this help me, and thus getting on the bandwagon. They're saying that it should be something that more people look at, and things are opening up. But this was really, really great for me to see. He's like, I don't mind dying so much, but I don't want it to be my fault. And my fault because of all of the wrong things that I'm eating. And while he talks about a vegan diet, you know, Dr. Kim was suffering from high blood pressure. And he was like, well, let me try this out, see if it works. And within weeks, his high blood pressure disappeared. And just by changing his diet. And he talks about how he's feeling so much better. And I could say so much more, but I think it's important. This video is something that I'm just going to play because it's only 2 minutes. This is Dr. T. Colin Campbell, the author of the China study. And most of the doctors who are a part of all that is going on here, gosh, I don't know if it's working or not. I'll give it another few minutes. Doesn't look like it, though, does it? Anyway, most of the doctors who have changed their own diet and lifestyle and are now working with their patients to change their diet and lifestyles, and the health outcomes are just tremendous, as are saying that having read the China study, they got it. They understood the food aspect of medicine, and it basically goes back to Hippocrates saying, let food be thy medicine. And what we have learned how to do is disregard the food as medicine piece and gone to food as an enjoyment. And it should be. There's no reason why the best food can't be enjoyable. As a matter of fact, that's one of the fun things about all of this, is that there are recipes. Mm, Wow. And if you have not seen this movie, this Forks Over Knives, you can watch it on Netflix. You can watch the entire hour and a half or something on Netflix, and or there's other trailers on YouTube so that you can see another aspect of it. There's reviews of the movie. There's even, if you're interested in doing a movie review live on Facebook, or watch the movie and we'll come together and share our thoughts and perspectives on it, any aha moments about it, put it in the Facebook group. Let us know. Love to do something like that. What the Health is another great movie. And there are several others that are out there that we'd be happy to join in to do that kind of thing and provide ourselves with more empowerment around this information. I remember asking at one point, where has this information been? And we all know that the internet has brought out so much and allowed us to connect with each other so, I mean, in such a vast and amazing way. I can talk to somebody in the UK like they are sitting right in the room with me, because they are, thanks to the internet. So what we have available to us now in this information is something that we are able to use to turn everything around. Change your eating, change your life. It's compelling that this works, and it's even more compelling when you do it and you see it work for yourself. So what do you change your eating to? It's a whole food, plant-based diet and lifestyle. Get educated. Watch the movies and the interviews. Connect with us on Just One Thing for Health. Subscribe to Just One Thing for Health and get the free series of emails. There's 12 plus emails that you'll get, one a week, that will have so much great information in it. One of the emails will be Dr. Goldner talking about Goodbye Lupus and how she cured herself of lupus. Lupus doctors, most doctors believe that lupus is incurable, and they will prescribe medications that, and oh my gosh, okay, this is me. The medications that are prescribed have so many side effects. How? I can see maybe on occasion for something specific for a short period of time, especially if you compound that with healthy eating, wealthy eating. And wealthy eating doesn't have to be expensive eating. And I'll tell you, I went to the farmer's market and got some food I thought was going to be like triple its actual cost. I was surprised. I was shocked. I was like, is that all for all of this? It was a week's worth of fresh groceries that I could take home and do meal preps. There were some things that I could use for smoothies, and I had a whole week's groceries for less than, and I'm going to tell you, less than $20 for salads, salad toppings, and good things to go in salads, rice, quinoa, brown rice. I mean, other vegetables and nuts. And I was shocked. If I had had boxes of stuff and frozen stuff and meat, and I'd have spent 3 times that. And I had a meal for every day. Actually, I had 2 meals for every day, and they were great, and I felt great. And if I wanted more, I could eat more. It just meant I'd have to go to the grocery store sooner than a week. But those are the wealth foods. Get educated. If you're going to the doctor, challenge your doctor. Ask your doctor. You know, I've been hearing this stuff about food as medicine. You know, I know I'm taking all this medication, but what do you recommend in the way of foods? If your doctor doesn't know, that's okay. And if they don't want to know, that's okay. There are doctors out there. If you want to know some, hit me up. Put something in the Facebook group. We have doctors who are part of our Hippocrates Docs group that are just waiting to be and are available to help you. Dr. Goldner is one of them, and she actually works with patients all over the world. And she's one of our Hippocrates Docs doctors. Participate in a program, live, virtual, intensive, long, short term. Get involved in taking responsibility for changing your health, changing what you're eating because you're getting educated about it. One of Dr. Furman's newest books, The End of Dieting, he talks about his first book, Eat to Live, and lots of great information in that. And these, we'll be sharing these things, Eat to Live, great information for those who aren't at the point where they need to definitely be on this 100%, no deviation, just be there. And he said that he stopped promoting that because he really thinks the value is in people saying, just forget about being on the fence or, you know, falling off your horse. Just be in the space of eating to your wealth, for your wealth, which is your health, and end dieting. Dieting, when you're eating the wealth foods, you don't have to diet. You can eat what you like, and you can eat as much as you want. You will get full because you're eating the right foods, and you won't feel like you're missing something. You know how sometimes when you're dieting, you feel like you're hungry and you know that, you know, the stuff, the weight is burning off of you. Weight comes off of you when you're on a whole food plant-based diet, and it doesn't burn and make you feel hungry. It's sustainable. And if your challenge is that you don't know enough, and it's more in the behavioral side of things, the My Health, My Priority program actually gives you that as well, because you don't have to do this alone. It's a 12-week program, and you will have goals to set, and a small group helps you to get through your commitments to yourself, to your goals, so that you can succeed. And how do we change things? I go back to the education, and I go back to getting help. You don't have to do this by yourself. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, which is one of the doctors that was in the Forks Over Knives video, says heart disease is a foodborne illness. You eat your way to heart disease. And yes, you can have it as something that's part of your DNA, family heritage, but you don't have to succumb to it. Why you succumb to it is because of what you eat. So, and in getting help, share with like-minded people, experiment, try new recipes, take a class, invite your family and friends, empower yourself. Really change your eating. Eat this, not that. Eat the greens and not the pizza. Eat a pizza with a rice-based crust with veggies on it. Oh my gosh. Olives and greens and green peppers and red peppers and yellow peppers and even, okay, here you go, pineapples and potatoes on your pizza. Yes, especially if it's like a cauliflower crust. I mean, oh my gosh, somebody make that and call me. Let me have peace virtually. And as you're learning new things like that, you can share what you're learning, and others will share with you. And then track your progress. You know, when you start something like this because you've made up your mind, you're tired of being sick, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick, then you'll do these things. And I love grapes. Every time I go, I get grapes. And if they're not in season or they're not there at the time that I go to the grocery store, it's kind of a disappointment for me. It's like, okay, now what do I want? And I'll go pineapples and watermelon and apples and oranges and other fruits. But one of my favorites, and pick your favorites. What are your favorites? It's about enjoying the journey, and you'll stay on the path. And I love this picture. Dr. Barnard, one of the 7 heroes of the whole food plant-based movement, and the president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, each year has a conference. 2018, there were almost 1,000 doctors, or possibly even more. I can't remember. I should have kept that stat, but oh, there it is, 800 medical and board certified lifestyle practitioners. So these are all medical doctors who have also gone and gotten lifestyle board certified. And one of their big things in 2018 was ditch the dairy. They had a huge campaign that went through Congress and really ditched the dairy because psoriasis, eczema, a lot of intestinal issues are because of dairy. And milk is a huge contributor, but there's other things as well, cakes and biscuits and, the things that are dairy products, cheese. Oh my gosh, I used to love cheese. I used to make baked potatoes with broccoli and cheese and just smothered it with cheese and lots of broccoli, but cheese was the thing. The potatoes with the skin, so there's a little bit of healthy in there. And then I learned about cheese. Dr. Barnard wrote a book called The Cheese Trap. Check it out. And if you want, we can talk about that too, but it is a trap. And we have learned that adopting a whole food, plant-based diet and lifestyle, you can let the cheese go. There are other things that are just as tasty as cheese, but don't have the addictive nature, and they're so much better for you. One of the things that all of the doctors have said is that while we can get a lot of our nutrients from whole foods and plant foods, focusing on eating more fiber, and you get those a lot from fruits and your legumes, beans, and your seeds and nuts. And I hadn't really even thought about it. And then I found this thing called ancient grains and ancient oats. And I have to tell you that they are so good, and there's so many ways that you can cook them up. And, it's been fun for me. So Dr. Barnard was interviewed by Dr. Paula. That is part of our program. And you get to experience that. You get to see the value of that and have it to impact you and what you're doing in your life. This is part of what Dr. Esselstyn was talking about. Some people think plant-based whole foods diet is extreme because you have to, you give up the meat. And many people have already done that. But now you're giving up the cheese and the other things that you think you're so drawn to. But then he says 500,000 people a year have their chests open up and a vein taken from their leg and sewn into their coronary artery. I personally think that that's extreme. And, to hear him talk about what meat, oil, and dairy do to your heart is astonishing. Education. Learn from, and these doctors are part of our program, the My Health, My Priority program. You can learn from them, and you can identify your own reasons for wanting this change in habits and lifestyle. And we will help you because it's empowering. It's really self-empowering when you're changing habits that create a healthier you. This flyer actually tells more about the program. You can find that on our website. And it's about the small group and the seed of empowerment. And the doctors that are part of our program are from all facets of the medical profession. And this program is something that I want you to be able to imagine yourself in an optimal state of health and wellness. And in that, just think about it. The more we move in that direction to change our eating, the more our dollars will go towards the medical industry and health insurance actually assisting us in moving in that direction. There's one insurance company already that has allowed doctors to prescribe food versus pills, and they will pay for it. So that's amazing. We need more of that so that more people will feel even more empowered to take back their lives. The program is based on the 4 pillars of the whole food plant-based diet and lifestyle, including mindfulness, intention, and commitment, and information about the foods. What are these foods? And the fact that, this is a 360-degree program, including self-care, exercise, family fitness, and food. I love that aspect. And then there's a segment, the 4th pillar is all about cooking, meal prep, and lifestyle. And, no hard sell. We want you to know that this can benefit you. And we want to help you to learn this information. We want to help you to embody the information in a practical way by grounding in the knowledge that things can change. And as you are doing these new habits each week, creating new healthy habits each week, we're going to challenge you to keep on those habits, those new habits. And the behavioral aspect of the program will help you to really get into this journey in a strong, healthy way and be supported all the way through. So if you're interested in learning more, here's the link. Go to the page. You'll find out so much more information about it, including cost, which is quite affordable. And we invite you, join us. Join us as we are helping others, and let us help you to help yourself to be your best self and have your health, your greatest wealth. Change your eating and change your life. You heard that lady talk about after her second heart attack, doctor told her just, get her life and get her affairs in order and go sit in a rocking chair until it was all over. And she had other plans. And kudos to her. You can do the same thing. You can have other plans for your life. If it's MS or RA or heart disease, diabetes, obesity, any chronic illness, anything that you think that this may be able to help you with, inquire. Let us know. My name is Velin Hawkins. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.